Hey, what's going on YouTube? My name is Akiva, and I've been a software developer, full stack software developer for a number of years now, and I feel like I have a lot to be able to share with the world in terms of learning full stack development. And for so long, I've wanted to be able to share my knowledge, and I think now I have the perfect opportunity to do that. So I'm really excited to bring on this new series where we refactor a real live code base, something that I feel like you don't really get a chance to do, in part because it's just like a lot of code is proprietary and not something that you can share. But this is actually a project that I was a co-founder of. It's called Skill Silo. It's a site where you can come as a student who wants to learn a new language. You can sign up with a teacher and like schedule your appointment right there, and your teacher will be notified, and then you can like have your lesson over Skype or something. And so that project had been in production for like 5 years, and we just sunsetted that project a couple of months ago. So I thought, you know what? I really love to just like go back through the first days of me being a software developer, as like a full stack developer. And this was the kind of stuff that I was doing. Like I was making all these choices and decisions back when I had no idea what I was doing. So you're gonna see a lot of these things. You're gonna say like, oh my God, what kind of crappy code is that? What kind of like terrible software developer is this? Fair. Like that's totally true. That's exactly what I was at the time. And now I'm like looking back, years more of experience, and looking back on the decisions that I made. And I think those are going to be all those kinds of things that we discover during this refactoring. Like, what mistakes did I make? How can I refactor this to make it look more like something that reflects the work that I do today? And I think like we're going to learn a ton of interesting things along the way. I'm really excited for you to join me on this journey. So it's going to be like probably a really long series, because just like any refactoring project really is going to take a long time, and I don't honestly know if there's going to be any end to it. I'm just going to keep making videos as I find like a new thing. And it's kind of weird because I don't actually expect to take this new refactoring thing to to production at all, but I'm going to pretend that I am, just for the sake of, I think, like all the learnings that we can get out of this video. So yeah, I think like we'll just get started. I'm gonna start the project from the very beginning, like just starting to set up the project. Honestly, I haven't done any development on this for like more than a year, so I don't even know if this is gonna build or anything. So we're gonna have to just see, and we're gonna just take each step, and that's part of the process of refactoring or jumping into a new project. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so I'm in my editor right now, and the first thing I want to do is just see if I can like spin this thing up. Again, I haven't spun it up in like more than a year, so I have no idea what the results are going to be here. This is like the main code for the project. I'm not really going to go into anything like any of the files here or any of the folders. We'll just kind of like dive into it as like the videos progress. And there's some other related repositories. Again, I don't even really know what everything is doing right now. So the one thing I do know is like I'm just gonna git pull, and I think we did it this way. Like I have a remote configured called upstream, so I'm gonna pull that. All right, so I'm up to date, and now I think the first thing I'm gonna do is npm install. And just to make it clear, what this project is, like just the core in terms of like the stack, it's a Node application with Express for all of the web traffic, and on the front end, it's honestly like a lot of vanilla JavaScript, and everything used to be in Angular, but if I recall correctly, like a couple of years ago, I actually converted everything from Angular to React, because I just became more familiar with React at that time, and it was just I think easier for me to do that. So I'm pretty sure that those changes were merged. If not, then I guess we'll find that out the hard way. Yeah, so it's basically like vanilla JavaScript and React on the front end, probably some jQuery too, actually, and then Node Express on the back end. Our database, we're using a Postgres database. So yeah, let's see how everything is set up. All right, looks like the npm install worked okay. We have like two Express servers that are running at the same time. So one of them is like serving all of the main routes that the browser is going to hit, and then we also have like another service that we call like our API, and that is covering all of the back end APIs that are not publicly accessible from the browser. So it's just like the server that is accessible by the browser, that one will communicate directly to the APIs, but it's not exposed externally. Yeah, I think I have to open up like two different terminals here. So I'm gonna do one like npm run watch, I think. Open up my package JSON. We have the watch script, which is gonna run in parallel. It's gonna run a bunch of different scripts. So it's gonna run watch server. So that's gonna watch for like file changes on the server, so that it automatically restarts in development. And then watch HTML, it's gonna rebuild all our HTML like files, which we're using Jade, which I think is renamed to Pug. And then we're gonna watch for CSS files so that we build our Sass files into regular CSS for the browser. And then we're gonna compile JavaScript. I'm not actually sure what that is. It might just be copying files into like the right folder. Looks like we have live reload so that the browser reloads whenever we make changes. I have no idea if that's gonna work. I don't think that's gonna even like work on my Mac right now. And then mail dev, which is where we send all of any like mail communication that we would send out to the client. We're actually going to store all that in like a fake mail server so that we can read those in the browser and see what all the emails would be, just as like a way to make sure that we're sending out the right emails to everybody. So that's going to be the first one, npm run watch. Actually, no, maybe the API like for some reason has to be running first. It really shouldn't depend on that, but okay, yeah, it looks like we're off already to a bad start. I see it says like unhandled rejection error, connection refused on this port. So this is the port that I remember that we use in order to communicate to the API. So let's just like, I'll actually run the API first. The API is, I think we can run it with this one, npm run watch API, which will just watch our API folder here for any changes and restart that server. So let's try that one first. Let's see where that one goes. All right, so these are all the logs coming from the database. I don't know what database queries we're making right now, so, but it looks like so far everything is kind of okay. I don't see anything jumping out that's like wrong. So let's start that. And now let's start the other one. Let's see if we get that same error or wherever we get stuck. So now it looks like it built a bunch of our HTML files, but we're getting this other error. Node Sass does not yet support your current environment. OS 10 64-bit with unsupported runtime. So I have a feeling this has to do with whatever the Node Sass package is doing. It's probably running some binary on my system that wasn't compiled for the OS that I'm running. I've upgraded my Mac's OS since the last time I ran this project locally. So I'm guessing maybe I have to just like bump the version of Node, like the Node Sass package. So I'm gonna try that. I have no idea. Like, I think we can run npm outdated. Let's just actually see what package that is. Node sass. I don't want a regular expression. 4.11. So that's the package. Let's see how far out of date we are here. All right, that doesn't look too bad. The latest is 5, so we're not that far out of date. I'm concerned about moving up to bumping up the major version to version 5 when I have no idea if I'm gonna break something else along the process. Maybe I'll just try to do like npm upgrade node sass, and let's see if that works. Cue elevator music. Oh, something's building. All right, let's try that now. npm run, watch. Something's doing. I'm liking where this is headed so far. This is taking a really long time. This really sucks. Or maybe is it building? This is just like on some loop. This is way too long to get your server started. We gotta fix that. I feel like maybe I should just keep like a running list of things that are terrible. Or maybe we'll just do it like one piece at a time and I don't know. Whoa, something is starting. It's listening. Is that all we need to know? Can I just literally run this right now? That would be amazing. And I have mail dev running on these ports. Okay, that's interesting to know. Localhost 3000, just like that. Holy moly, we got it to build. We're on the site. Okay, so like the primary service that we provide here is really the ability to schedule your lesson with the teacher without having to actually speak with them directly. Like you don't have to like pre-meet or get contact information or anything. You can just schedule right there. So that's what this is. So just give you a little visual about what this is. Like our sort of main homepage right now. Pretty crappy, I would say, on the design front, but we didn't have any designer. This was just, you know, me and two other partners. And so we try to give like a few like benefits for, you know, that for using this, a couple like testimonials, and then learning a bunch of these different options you can like click, and then you can go right into one of the courses. So that's basically it. Like you can click a button here to start scheduling your free lesson, and then you choose from one of these languages here. Looks like we have a whole bunch of like test courses here in my database, which I haven't even opened that at all. We'll see what that's all like, but you know, if you want to go like schedule an Arabic lesson, so you get some like information about the course itself, and then this is like, I would say the main thing. The first time you hit the schedule lesson tab, we're trying to show this like video of kind of how things work and how to schedule a lesson, which now that I'm looking at it, it's like, I feel like we shouldn't have to explain how to schedule a lesson. If we do, then we're not really like, it's not really designed right. So that's maybe something else we can refactor. It's not really like a code refactor, but it's really like a design refactor. And maybe that's something that we would do also. So this is like the main scheduler. The way it would work is like you kind of like pick a time here, but I don't know if like my database is set up to be able to allow me to do that at that point. I think like all these white spots is where like you can't, oh, you must be registered and logged into schedule a lesson. You'll be redirected to register now. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe what we built. Joe Smith, to any of those Joe Smiths out there, sorry. You're probably used in a ton of examples. How about password as the password? Register. joe.smith@example.com, password. All right, so now it's loading. Ooh. So now all these are gray. I think the gray here means that it's not available to, can schedule a lesson in the past. Oh, why would I try to schedule a lesson in the past? Let's schedule in the future. Is the gray here mean, okay, the professor's not available at that time. And I don't have enough credits to schedule this lesson? What? Okay, the professor is not available at that time. So let me try to find a time where a professor is available. Maybe none of these professors in here have availability. So that kind of would be a bummer. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm going to try a different course. All right, let's try Spanish. I feel like Spanish is like, Spanish was the first language on the site that we actually had. So maybe like I use that more in my like local development and testing. Everything here is in the past. Oh, it looks like Frederick Garza is available. Lewis Webb is available on this date. Okay, so we're on February 4th. I'll schedule a lesson for 5 a.m., half hour. So now we get like a little bit of a summary over here. I think I have to enter. What happens if I just try to schedule? A phone number and Skype name are required. Okay, phone number 555-123-456-7. I don't know if that's validated or anything. Skype name joe.smither. Okay, so I can cancel the lesson there. I can put it back. All right, that's all looks just fine. Spanish with Frederick Garza, February 4th. All that makes sense. This is terrible. What is Frederick Garza? How would I know? Like, I'm not going to remember who I picked. Okay. Let me schedule that lesson. Cool. You'll receive a confirmation email. Actually, I remember that I have to go to either, where do I find that email? Localhost 1080? Is that right? Oh, nice. Okay. So this is what I was talking about, like the mail dev thing. So, now I can see like all the emails that were sent out. So I registered and I got like a new user registration email. Oh, this is going to the admins. So this was just coming to us. That was like every email that's being sent out is going to come through into here. So it's not like all going to be the users, like the student's inbox. And then this is the one that goes out to the student. We say, welcome to Skills Silo. Thank you for creating an account with Skills Silo. All that kind of stuff. And like links to click to start your free lesson. And then here's the email that we sent after the student, like to the student after the student booked the lesson. And then this is the email we send to the teacher to also like to just tell them that a student has booked the lesson so that they know. And then finally we send an email to the admins ourselves so that we know that like a lesson has been booked, just as like an alert for us. So that's like kind of the main piece. Oh, and then the main thing, of course, actually you can see pricing for each course. And all the courses have like the exact same template. So it just has like description, schedule lessons there, and the pricing. But then the other like main part of this is you go into the dashboard and you can see like your upcoming lessons, what your next lesson is. So if you have like a whole bunch of lessons, it'll show you just the next one. And then like my courses, so you can take multiple courses. And then we have like some stock photo, which we never ended up doing anything with. Of course, you can cancel the lesson and give like a reason, like no longer available, I'm sorry, and all that. Okay. And then what else do we have here? We have a cart, but there's nothing going to be in it's not going to be anything in the cart here. The cart is empty. All right, so let me go to like, let's say I want to click Chinese, I want to add. It takes me immediately to the pricing. And then we have monthly subscriptions, which use our like billing system to use that, or like one-time packages. So one-time packages is like, I want to just buy 3 hours worth of lessons. So I click buy now, and then it actually just takes me to the cart, and then I can like pay with either PayPal or credit card and get my 3 lessons in Chinese for the $89. And so I kind of took you like high level through the app just so you kind of have a framework of of what this app is, and then the main thing that we're going to be doing over the next few videos is, I guess, just like tackling all the refactoring kind of issues or things that I noticed, like, wow, why would I ever do that? This is a bad idea. This is a security problem. All those kinds of things. So I'm glad that I was able to just get the application running locally. I think that's like a great start. Didn't take too much effort there. And then, of course, if there's something that you want to see in the next video, or something that like I glossed over and you're like, wait, can you explain, you know, give a little bit more background on the project, whatever, just put it in the comments and I'm happy to consider that for the next video. I think this is going to be like a really long journey. I'm super excited that you are joining me on this journey, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think we're going to learn a ton of things. So thanks a lot. See you on the next video.